Anytime you have an opportunity to make a difference in this world and you don't, is a quote once said by Puerto Rican baseball Hall of Famer Roberto Clemente. Clemente was one of baseball's first Latin American superstars to come to the United States, and Clemente brought joy to the game, but more importantly, he was an inspiration to baseball fans around the world, and his death really shifted the culture of baseball. The impact Latino players have on baseball has passed on generations and has motivated future Latino prospects to follow in their footsteps. Thus, today I will talk to you about how Latinos have taken over Major League Baseball and how Hispanic culture has changed the game of baseball. Did you know that Latinos are the second most dominant ethnicity group in Major League Baseball? Well, most of today's greatest players come from Latin America, and five countries that provide a large amount of players are from the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Mexico. MLB teams are able to sign international players as long as they agree to terms with the players and their agent. Some of today's notorious agents are Scott Boras, Rachel Luba, and Dan Lozano. Research done by CBS Sports found that roughly about 30% of MLB's players were international free agent signings last year. Some notable Latin American superstars of today are Fernando Tatis Jr., Juan Soto, Ronald Acuna Jr., Francisco Lindor, and Javier Baez. Generations of Latin American players influence many of today's future Hall of Famers. Hall of Famers like Roberto Clemente, Albert Pujols, and Pedro Martinez have inspired many young baseball viewers for many reasons. Besides the fact that these players were really good at playing baseball growing up, these players were good role models because of the fact that they would give back to the country they originated from. On December 31st, 1972, Pirates outfielder Roberto Clemente died in a cargo plane crash off the coast of Puerto Rico. Clemente was on his way to deliver relief supplies to Nicaragua, who had recently suffered from a devastating earthquake. Cardinal and Angel great Albert Pujols runs the Pujols Family Foundation that promotes awareness for children who live with Down syndrome. The organization also helps impoverished families in the Dominican Republic. Lastly, Boston Red Sox legendary pitcher Pedro Martinez most recently took action leading the way with his organization, the Pedro Martinez Foundation, raising more than $550,000 for relief efforts against coronavirus in the Dominican Republic. Latino players of today follow by example, and Major League Baseball rewards these players with the Roberto Clemente Award. The Roberto Clemente Award goes out to the player who best exemplifies the game of baseball, and that is the player who shows the greatest sportsmanship, who has the best community involvement, and contributes to the team the greatest. In 2019, Cleveland Indians starting pitcher and cancer survivor Carlos Carrasco received the Roberto Clemente Award for helping his home country in Venezuela. Many stars like to own organizations and like to start these organizations to fund for charity and give back to the communities in need. Latino players are thankful for their roots and want to inspire the youth. Ever since Latin players have entered the MLB, they have made the sport far more entertaining by adding charisma to the game. Latino players like to play the game with heart and like to represent their native country by showing their skills and abilities on and off the field. Certain players carry something special to them that allows them to take over and leaves a mark with the team. For example, when Yasiel Puig was signed from Cuba to the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2012, his uprising was electrifying. It wasn't too long ago in 2013 when Bleacher Report was calling Yasiel Puig a phenomenon and a Cuban sensation. The wild horse brought energy to the team that made watching the Dodgers fun again. Puig will be remembered for his bat-licking antics, his cannon of an arm, and his intensity for playing on the field. Another player who was an icon in Hispanic baseball history is Fernando Valenzuela, who began his career playing with the Dodgers at 20 years old from Sonora, Mexico. His first appearance at Dodger Stadium, he drew interest from the Latino community in Los Angeles after throwing a complete game shutout on opening day. In Valenzuela's career, he earned Rookie of the Year and won the National League Cy Young Award in the same season, as he also helped the Dodgers win the 1965 World Series against the Yankees that year. His incredible year ignited Fernando Mania, which took over Los Angeles. Published in 2008 by the MLB, was the announcement that national Spanish language television network Univision had awarded Valenzuela as one of the most prominent Hispanic athletes in history with the Lifetime Achievement Award, Premio Leyenda Deportiva. Seeing Latinos prosper and do great things is remarkable from any perspective. Majority of these players come from an intriguing background in Latin America and come to the Major League Baseball to change their life around. In conclusion, the love of baseball has spread across Latin America, and the game's culture has evolved with time. A lot of Major League Baseball superstars come from Latin America and make a name for themselves to make a difference in baseball. Latino players use their status and brand to promote anything that they want, and often players give back to the country where they originate from. The impact Latino players have on baseball has passed on generations and has motivated future Latino prospects to follow in their footsteps. The culture of baseball is changing, and Latinos are making the difference Roberto Clemente once strived for. Thank you, and that is all. Thank you for your time.